There's a really famous quote out there that says, holding on to anger is like drinking poison, expecting the other person to die. Now, I want to one-up that. Revenge is like making the poison. You have to go down a dark path. You have to be in a bad environment, and eventually you have to taste that poison. Now, I always get questioned about, did we seek out revenge? Did my family seek out revenge for the sexual trauma that I went through as a child? And my answer is no, because revenge is not what was needed. There is a massive misconception that every victim of child sexual abuse wants revenge. No, we want justice. There is a big difference. Revenge is you trying to go and elicit what happened to me on that person. Now, I don't want that. That doesn't make it better. What happened to me happened. Now, we can't change that. We can't take it back. But what I do want, and what I did want as a child, was people to seek justice in the best way possible. Now, justice as a child, for me, is to make sure that person gets taken off the streets, is no longer able to harm another child ever again. That they are sentenced and put away for life. If there was a death penalty, well. But unfortunately, that's not always the case, and people want to take the law into their own hands. Now, please understand, as a family member, as someone that a child has confined in, this does not help the situation. If anything, it makes it worse. Now, a little personal situation for me. I've been married for 9 years, and when my husband first met me, he learnt about my traumas. We were very open with each other. And one of the biggest things he didn't understand was why my father didn't do anything about the situation. And he held this grudge against my father for many years, until one day it clicked to him and he understood why my dad didn't go out and lash out and try and bash the predator who was his brother. Why he didn't go and seek revenge. Now, he understood because one day he looked at me and realized that without my dad as my support, as my network, as my rock through the entire journey of getting to where I am today, I would not have survived. I would not have made it. The first thing my father said to me the day I told him was, "Are you okay?" That's it. And every time I had asked him about the first thought that went through his mind, over the years we've had open discussions about this, he said, "Was my baby girl okay?" Not, "I'm going to kill the motherfucker, I'm going to murder him." No, "Was my baby girl okay?" And this still grabs me so potently, because what that shows is that when I spoke out, my father heard me. He heard my cry for help. Not heard my cry to go and seek out revenge, but heard my cry for, "Dad, I'm telling you this because I need you to help me survive and then live my life." And that's what he did. He stood by my side with my mother and my sisters and looked after our family, our tribe. Now, if he did seek out revenge, and we always had this discussion, it was an open discussion with my husband, was like, well, then what happens? You go to jail, you get in trouble, and then you're not there as the support, the breadwinner for our house, because he was at that point. You're not there to protect us. You're not there to do anything of the sort. So when people think about seeking out revenge, it's a very immediate response when someone hears about child sexual abuse. But understand that when a victim of child sexual abuse is actually having that discussion with you, and you bring up the case of, did you get revenge? Did someone go bash him? We would kill him. We would do this. Please stop. It pisses us off, first of all, because it makes us feel like you believe that we didn't do the right thing. Hey, I'm still alive, living happily, successful. But I know 1,000,000% my father wasn't there, and my support network was not there, because they got in trouble with the law. They became miserable, depressed, and saw that dark side of the world. I would no longer be here. So victims are seeking justice, not revenge. Again, victims are seeking justice, not revenge. There is a difference. Yes, sometimes justice doesn't favor us, but the biggest thing I believe for me was that that person's name is now tainted forever. People now know to stay away from that person if they are if we're unfortunate that they do not get sentenced to jail, life sentences barely ever happen, if they do not get the justice that is intended for them or that should be given to them, then at least we know that their name is tainted, and I will never hide that from the world. Because for me, the justice is that I can protect any other child, any other human being from that monster. And that they know that that human is a monster. They're labeled forever. So please remember that revenge is not the key. And if you are seeking revenge, this is poison for yourself, because you will never heal. And as a family, as a support network, as friends, as mentors, as guiders for that child, you need to be there wholeheartedly, powerfully, but in a positive frame of mind, not seeing the dark side. Because that kid has seen it all and they don't want to see it again, especially from the people closest to them. So a word of advice, be there, support them, listen to them. And remember, when a child speaks out to you, just saying I believe you is not enough. Yes, you have to take action, but you don't seek revenge, you seek justice. You sort out the right channels, the right chains to protect the child first, then protect the surrounding environment, the surrounding children, anyone that is in contact with the predator. And from there, living happens, not just surviving.